pour into each other intentionally and purposely and consistently.
Jerome Hutchinson Jr., the Chief Servant Officer of the ICABA World Network, pouring into a room full of distinguished professionals. Each in attendance for the prestigious event, ICABA Salutes Men Who Lead, which was sponsored by Truist.
This is actually our second in-person event in 3 years, which is highly unusual for a company that has done 300 events over the past 12 years. So I am really, really happy and excited to be in a room with people that we can actually touch.
We are connecting, collaborating, and building a community of Black professionals and entrepreneurs in order to be able to succeed, lead, and prosper.
The award signifies those who not only achieve excellence in their industry, but build up their communities in the process.
This level of excellence is absolutely remarkable. I feel very fortunate to be here among you. As the president of Broward College, please know that I and this institution supports you in everything you need, and I mean that.
What I do is access to capital, and I advocate for entrepreneurs.
I'm glad to be here at ICABA. What brought me here is that I was nominated as an honoree for the Saluting Men Who Lead. And it was great to be honored by your peers that understand the work that you put in. But more than that, it's great to be in a room of Black honorees, Black men that are making a change in the community and the culture for the better and for the betterment of our culture.
There were 15 chosen for the ICABA Salutes Men Who Lead Award. The honorees, a culmination of high-profile industries, nonprofits, and government.
One of the first things that I set out doing is setting the vision for people. And I think you should never assume that people know what it is you're trying to achieve. No matter when you're visionary and you want to move forward quickly, there are always people in the back that are scared. We've set up these same types of platforms, but never on a global level, only on a local. So I salute ICABA as well for the excellent job they're doing.
Thank you, Ernest.
Thank you very much. First, thank you to ICABA, and thank you as well for making me a part of such a magnificent cohort of honorees. First, I want to report out, leaders always have to tell the truth and speak well of their peers. Our table has met the challenge. We are connecting, collaborating. We got all kinds of connections we've worked out.
Many of the honorees giving great thanks for the Men Who Lead Award and being recognized for their superpower. Then it was time for the engaging breakout sessions.
You know, we had Black Wall Street that we invested in our own communities. So how do we keep the wealth? How do we make sure to reinvest in our legacy? You know, are we really having those conversations where we are challenging our kids to be able to really, you know, ask those questions that we may not be ready to hear the answers? And as you mentioned, you know, you don't want to put thousands of dollars into your child's account and not allow them to work for it. But if we had that conversation saying, hey, let's think about protecting our wealth.
The story they was telling was I was on a plane going to Newark, New Jersey here a few weeks ago. And as we were getting on the plane, I'm listening. And there's this little kid about this big, maybe a little bit taller, and talking to her dad. And she couldn't be more like 10, 11 years old. And they're having this discussion about how she's going to invest her money, whether she's putting it into the stock market or whether she can put it into bonds. And they were just having a conversation like, you know, are you going to take me to Chuck E. Cheese today? So it's culture. It's culture.
For the first time, ICABA World Network also establishing an award in memory of Dr. John W. Ruffin Jr. for his legacy of excellence, professionalism, and philanthropy.
So today I'm, kind of doing something that's we don't typically do, but this is one of those things, going back to what my mother says, to give somebody their flowers while they're living. And so I took, if you will, kind of an executive privilege and selected someone who I know fits the bill of the John Ruffin Jr., John W. Ruffin Jr. Business and Civic Award. Dr. John W. Ruffin Jr. Mr. George Tinsley Sr., the first recipient of the John W. Ruffin Jr. Business and Civic Award. Wow. So George, this is Dottie Ruffin. Okay. All right. So they're taking pictures. So you get in the middle. Yeah, you get in the middle. You are the awardee, so we have to put you in the middle.
I just want to say thank you. It's a great honor. The Ruffin family, well known in our business, in the aviation business, and of course, I've followed the track record of all the work that is done by you, your husband, and your family. So congratulations on what you've done, and thank you for the honor.
ICABA is known for creating an atmosphere where you can connect, collaborate, and build communities. And this event did just that. Attendees were given time to build relationships and enjoy a delicious meal together.
As a woman, I go to so many events where women are being honored, and so rarely do I see prominent black men being honored. And I think that is such a service because there are so many men doing so many things that I didn't even know, and I've been living here for years. And Hutch has provided, ICABA has provided a platform for the rest of the world to see it.
Next year, we're going to do this again. 364 days would have passed. And the question you've got to ask yourself, I've got to ask myself, these gentlemen, what did I do? There's no point in us coming here, sitting today, getting all this information. We just wasted a day. I shouldn't say wasted, but we spent a day here. All this knowledge got poured into us. And tomorrow morning, we will wake up and it'll be malpractice if we do absolutely nothing. Tomorrow cannot be the same as today.